Welcome, I am the GamerUnderDevelopment, and this is episode number 9 of my blind playthrough of City Skylines. In the last episode, we rebuilt a lot of our roads and changed the direction of a lot of roads to try to increase the coverage area of our services, which worked. In this episode, I want to focus in on diversifying our industrial zones because I've seen two different loading screens. One of them alluded to the idea that having diverse industry increases the amount of taxes you can get from industrial zones. The other one alluded to the idea that industry will import any industry you don't generate yourself, so basically we're losing money because all of our industrial zones are generating not enough stuff for what they need, so they're buying it from out of town. So as with every project we do, I'm going to start by jacking our tax rate up. I know it's bad, but we need money. You can't expand without money, so we're going to get some money. Let's just go ahead and zoom through that. Okay, so we reached 40k, so I'm going to go in and turn the taxes back. I am going to put our residential at 12 and our commercial and industrial at 13 and see if all of our complaints go away. Cool, okay. So our complaints are clear. Toads with hypnotic abilities, the most popular pet of the all glory to the Hypnotoad. Okay, that's great. I really do enjoy the chirper bits, at least when they're not like really repetitive. So now we need to start looking for land that we want to buy. And the way we're going to do that is by turning on the natural resources meter, or view. So these blue areas are ore, this is oil. We can't do anything with oil yet. We can do ore, we can do agriculture, which is this yellow stuff, and we can do forestry, which is obviously the trees. So what we want to do is probably buy up this parcel of land because it's got a bunch of ore on it, and that's one of the industrial things we don't produce. We could also buy this parcel and expand up here into this agricultural area, because we have an agricultural area here, but there's really no agriculture there for them to produce. I think we'll start by buying up this agricultural area. So the first thing we need to do is buy the parcel. That cost us just under 6 grand. And now we have 42k to build this new industrial area. So what I'm actually going to do is start by building a 2-way, 6-way road off of this highway, or 6-lane road off of this highway. And we're going to use that road to wrap this industrial area that we want to take advantage of in. Now, it's going to cost a lot of money to build this. In fact, we may actually run out of money before we finish the road, but I'm hoping that that is not the case. Yeah, we're already out of money. Okay, so I'm going to let money build up for a little bit, just so we can finish this particular branch. And then once this branch is done, we'll probably do another bit of raise taxes to try to finish this off. Okay, so right about there should be good. And unfortunately for our citizens, it's tax time again. This is the first episode that I've actually had to do this twice, I think. People are probably flipping out. Yeah, they are. We are losing massive amounts of people. Oh, I may have just hurt our city a lot by doing that, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna roll with it and not worry too much about it. Because we should start gaining people at a pretty reasonable speed once we turn that off. Yeah, okay, so it's coming back up pretty quickly. Once again, I'm not super worried about population. I feel like population just jumps us into more stuff to build, and we don't necessarily have the money to build more stuff yet. So now that we have this squared off area to use for our general purpose of building this industrial zone, I'm actually going to go through here and begin to build. So we're going to do crisscrossing one-ways like we did down here to increase coverage. And we're going to start up here at the top and come down and through. So we'll start right about there. Nope. Over just a little more. Actually, I'm going to zoom in a little bit because that makes this a little easier. So the goal is to line that up perfectly so that we get perfect edge-to-edge coverage and we don't have any wasted territory. There we go. That is exactly what we want. Perfect edge-to-edge coverage. Okay, so we've got that done. Now we need to worry about a couple of other things. We should probably have a connecting road to down here, so what I think I'm going to do is a two-way like that. Okay, that should work. Well, a 6-lane two-way. These 6-lane two-ways can't be underestimated. They don't block things like highways do, but they do give really, really great traffic flow, especially as an outside ring that's two-way like this. So now we have to worry about two other things, which is water and power. I'm not sure where our closest water pipe to build off of is. It's probably right around here. And that's what I'm going to do, is just go ahead and move that in. Okay, cool. So now we have water coverage for our new add-on to the city, but we also need power. So the next trick is going to be determining where the closest power source we can link up to that is, and it's probably going to be right here. Okay, so we have power, we have water. Why is it saying that that's disconnected? I do not understand. It must be because there's nothing over here for it to power? Yeah, that's got to be the issue. I am not entirely sure why we're not seeing any industrial growth out here. It's, well, yeah, I am. It's because we have a low demand for industrial, and we have reasonable demand for commercial and a slightly lower demand for residential. So I think our best bet at this point... Oh, wait a minute, we've got some growth. We've got some growth. That's awesome. That's exactly what we wanted. If that area starts to bloom, things will be very nice for us. So the next step for us is going to be to come through here and zone this all. And then we're going to make that farming industry. And we'll probably come down here to this area, and I think we'll actually, like... This is bad, and I don't recommend doing this in your real playthrough or whatever, but for our sake, we're actually going to take out all of these industrial zones and replace those with commercial. And the reason we're doing that is because it should create the need for more industrial zones, which will cause more industrial zones to sort of spawn up over there. And it will, of course, give us the ability to lay down some more commercial zones right here. Ooh, and we are losing power because when we did that, it kind of destroyed the grid. But as we lay these commercial zones down, that should get fixed on its own. And it is. But we're also going to come in and get rid of this zoning because we don't need this anymore. There is absolutely no benefit to it anymore. I'm actually going to turn these off. I've been wondering about how efficient these city policies really are. And turning these off is a good way for me to get a sense of what kind of effect that has on our water and our power and our bottom... Wow. Okay, so our weekly income doubles with that turned off. Our water is a little bit in trouble, so we're going to go check the budget on that. Yeah, the water budget is super low, so I'm going to raise it up to 70 and see where that puts us. Yeah, that's way, way more than we even need, so we'll go back down to 65. Power is good, but we may need another wind turbine soon, because it looks like it's getting a little close. Yeah. Okay, I think we actually have the money for a wind turbine right now, so I'm going to put another advanced wind turbine down. These are actually really great. I'm coming to love the advanced wind turbines. They really do make your power situation much easier if you're trying to stay away from dirty power. Okay, so now we have more power. Actually, our power budget is probably a little high now. I'm going to turn that down to about 90 and see where we're at. Ooh, that puts us a little tight. I'm actually just going to go back up to 100 and leave it there, because I don't really like adjusting power's tax, or budget that much. Yep, you like cornfields, we get it. They are looking for workers, we have a huge demand for residential areas, so that tells me that we probably want to try to build a little strip of residential over here somewhere. And I think what we'll do is try to run it right across here. Now I'm trying to look at this from the perspective of, okay, in, out, so the first one over here should be in. Good there, good there. We do need to check power and water for the new residential area. So we do not have water coverage there yet. See, it forces such a large overlap right there with the snapping. But whatever, I guess we'll take the large overlap because it's better than not having water. And then we also need to route some power, so I'll probably grab... Actually, you know what? I'll grab right here. There. Okay, so now we've got some power to grow that residential, we've got water for that residential area to grow, and hopefully as that residential area grows, we will see more employees available for them. But I think we're going to run into a problem here pretty quickly, and I want to try to head that off, and that's that we don't have any services over here yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to find what we feel like is the middle point, and run a two-way, 6-lane road through there. This is a little bit weird. This is part of the panoptic design that I was talking about in the vlog, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in so you guys can see what it is. And honestly, I would love, in the comments, if you guys want to see me keep following this series and keep doing this blind playthrough so we can keep learning stuff, then that's great and I'm really excited for that, so you should let me know. If you would rather we move on and try out like a really cool design, like the Panoptic Core design, then also let me know that, because I would love to jump into that full force. I'll probably end up using some of those designs anyway here. Like, we've already sort of established that this is going to sort of use a piece of that. And that piece starts with this, which is... oh, we're going to lose power lines. Okay, that's okay, we'll rebuild. Okay, fix the power lines. So, the reason we built 4 roads right here is because in order to make the Panoptic circle thing work, we need circles, and to get circles we need roads like these because we can then do this. So what I'm going to do is measure this out to 1 and then go 1 in. Okay, so we're too far out and we're making straight roads. Awesome. I'm actually going to come in and kill the straight road, and then I'm going to grab this rounded road right here, and we're going to start here and go out 1. So right about there is where we want to actually start. Go out 1, and then go in 1, go out 1, in 1, out 1, in 1, out 1, in 1. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a nice circle right here. Okay, now let's see if we can place stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. So now we can place a hospital, and as you can see, the coverage area on that is pretty wide. It does not actually get over to these areas over here, which is sort of a negative thing, but this also isn't a full panoptic design. If it was, we would have circle after circle coming out, and this would line up a lot better and cover pretty much everything. Because as you can see, it sort of reaches to the edges of this cross, but not out past them. And that's what we're running into issue-wise. So what I'm going to do is start by placing a hospital here. They should all have water, they probably just need power. Oh, no they don't. Our water is really bad right now. Okay, I'm gonna jump that up to 80% and see where that puts us. We have some abandoned factories. That's not a good thing. Wow, we have a lot of abandoned factories right here. I'm gonna go through and destroy all of those. They're all having trouble finding workers. And I'm not sure why that is. We've got this new residential area. Our residential need is pretty good. We are missing some commercial. Maybe if we put some commercial zoning in, things will balance out. But that's something we can try on next week's episode. It's been fun reconfiguring this, showing a little bit of the panoptic design. You guys got to see the coverage area, so let me know if in the comments if you want me to stick with this or if it's time for us to start over and do something new. Thanks for watching, and game responsibly. People are probably flipping out. Yeah, they are. We are losing massive amounts of people. Oh, I may have just hurt our city a lot by doing that, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna roll with it and not worry too much about it.